now. We're recording right now. That's the thing. I didn't give you
Right
guys any
now?
countdown. Yeah, right now, this second. I started it
Now?
already.
Oh no.
So, welcome back to LesBia-n-D, everyone. Where it's a queer Dungeons and Dragons podcast. I think you can get that from the title. As always, I am at least as for now, I'm your DM. With me we have Lexa playing. Go on. You just go down the list. Lexa, you
I'm
go
playing
first.
King. Author.
Yes, yeah, and you don't need to introduce yourself, but yeah, please explain your character and briefly, just say their name and
Uh,
what their class is, maybe.
I'm playing Dutang. They're, she's a tiefling. She's a bard. Ultimate chaos.
Basically,
Yeah.
the quintessential gay character. Anyway, next down the list is Petra,
I play a fighter. I play a fighter drow. Yeah.
named.
Oh crap. Yes, Ms. Ray.
Thank you, thank you. And now our most weird of our player
Hey.
character. I wasn't gonna say players. I was saying player character. Anyway, introduce yourself and your character.
I'm Ashley. I play the Plasmoid, which is some slop from space, and it is a monk.
Thank you. Okay. So how are you guys feeling? What do you guys remember from the last episode or the inaugural first episode?
Killed a
We
guy.
got our ass handed to us.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. I guess you know what? I'll do a brief recap for everyone uninitiated. So last time on LesBia-n-D, our characters found themselves on a black beach and woke up and traversed these seemingly endless wastes without getting hungry or tired, and they found a casino in the middle of the island. Therein, they found an enigmatic and perhaps arrogant and malicious black cat or void-like cat named Vosivos, and the wonderful southern frog Enduk, who is a grung. And from there, they were transported to the small desert town that they're in currently, and with the with the mission to hunt down and kill a man named Amos Brand in the desert. And while there, they came across in an alley nearby a lizard folk being just absolutely abused by a couple of ruffians from the local saloon, and the events following are rather just absolutely horrible. And I'm so proud of my group for doing so. They they snuck up behind these people harassing and abusing this blue lizard folk, a dwarf, two humans, and an elf, all in, threadbare, well, not threadbare, but raggedy, Western-esque clothes, and two of them snuck up behind, and I think it was Duo Chang who alerted all of them, and
I'm sorry.
it's fine. While there, the Plasmoid and Mizray were right behind this dwarf who spun around and was like, "Holy shit!" And combat started. And uh, during combat, the first off, the Plasmoid tried to headbutt the dwarf, and we never went over this last time. The Plasmoid is 5'7", or is actually 4'7". Duatang is 5 foot, and Mizray is 5'2". They're all short little gremlins, and despite being the shortest of the lot, the Plasmoid goes in to headbutt the dwarf, completely whiffs it because the dwarf is around 4 foot, and just stops slightly above the head of the dwarf and then jumps back. Um, the dwarf then goes on to, or rather, one of the humans behind the dwarf runs in front of the dwarf to protect him and attacked Mizray doing a little bit of damage, cutting her arm. And off yonder, one of them, another of the humans, shot a arrow into, I think it was Duotang, for most of her health. And in retaliation for that, the elf who was on the left in this fight, or in retaliation to getting shot, or rather, perhaps preceding being shot, Duotang yelled "fuck off" or something like that, using vicious mockery, and made the person who shot her really, really sad. But the best part is, immediately afterward, Mizray cleaves a guy's head and just clean off, starting the endless bloodbath that would follow. Now, our characters are horribly, horribly hurt, but they almost obsessively they cut off or smashed in the skulls of everyone nearby. The dwarf was rushed back from our plasmoid, who punched the dwarf in the face, and then while the dwarf was falling to the ground, proceeded to smash its face through, to go for the headbutt again, and smash its face through the head of the dwarf, causing the dwarf's skull to shatter inside of it, dyeing the whole plasmoid a horrible red. Like a beautiful Christmas morning. Red and green, red and green muck everywhere. It's great. And then, again, proceeded to headbutt another of the humans, with the bits of skull inside. Duotang stabbed a human in the foot, and stabbed the elf in the foot, and the elf tried to escape into the saloon nearby, tripped, cut himself on the glass, and then I think using vicious mockery was just insulted to death. And the final of the four of this fight, was hidden after seeing all of his friends horribly, not just killed, but killed so horrifically that he could not stand it. He tried to run away, and initially retreating behind a building at the edge of the alley, the plasmoid and Mizray came up behind them, and though Mizray missed initially, getting her sword stuck in the wall, while attempting to flee the scene after having his face headbutt with the skull of his dead friend through the plasmoid, this human, this local man, slipped on the blood that was oozing out of the plasmoid from the dwarf and fell back onto Mizray's sword, and that's where we left everyone.
Woo!
You guys won. You guys won your first fight, but I think if I remember correctly, you're all almost just basically dead, right?
2 health.
2 health,
And
2 health, 3 health, and I think also Mizray has 2 health as well.
Yes.
Okay. Like I said last time,
Can I loot the corpses?
What? Yeah, okay, yeah, again, that was literally the first thing you asked me, and yes, you can loot the corpses, but we'll do that in a second. Before you can loot the corpses, the crowd that had gathered around the party, once the fighting had started, the group that had milled out of the local saloon, they started absolutely cheering. Like, it's as if you guys were receiving a standing ovation. Though, with how brutal the scene was, many of them are staying very far away. You guys get the impression that this group of people weren't especially liked by this town. However, you also get the impression that every single person, whether they were watching or not, will soon know that these strangers in this small, crumbling, dusty town, the first thing they did was slaughter a bunch of people. So after the crowd breaks and the cheers die down, fuck. Okay, sorry, I hit my computer. God, I'm so professional. Anyway, after the crowd breaks and the cheers die down, the lizard folk who was there gets up, dusts themselves off, and behind them, as I foreshadowed, or as I teased, you see a black and white armadillo. And this lizard folk, who is a stark bright blue, introduces themselves. They say, "Oh boy, well, I'm sure glad you guys came along when you did. I saw this real beauty over here, and these folk were seeming like they frankly, I think they might have wanted to sell it, which I think is just awful. It's a pleasure to meet you, Dr. Raphael von Kaz, at your service." And she does a soft little a little quaint bow. You can see, well, now that this person is standing up, that they are not much taller than you are, which is pretty short for lizard folk. They're about 5'5", and wearing a dirty lab coat and some very weird, like, because they're on a lizard folk's face, some very askew glasses that are broken in the middle from the repeated abuse. She looks around at the bodies nearby and she says, "Well, I mean, I have to go. I have I have things to do. Anthropology doesn't wait for any lizard folk, especially us women. I bet you guys get it. I have to go. But looking around, it seems like you folk can handle yourself. And while she says this, she turns around, picks up the armadillo, who I will not play the sound anymore, but starts absolutely shrieking bloody murder. It's wiggling in her arms and it's okay. You know what? Just for context, this is what the sound is. I'll only do it once because it's very loud and very well, you'll hear it. So, yeah, that's the sound everyone is hearing on repeat while she picks up this armadillo. And before any of you can say anything, she thrusts it into the hands of Mizrae and runs off.
Oh.
Ew. I don't want to touch it.
Dude just starts sobbing.
Okay, after this fight, after this horrible fight, where you guys are basically on death's door, you just start sobbing. One of you is holding a really very, very angry armadillo. And what is I'm guessing the plasmoid is taking this chance now that everyone's scattered off to...
Please.
Okay. Okay. Immediately, as everyone will notice, we did a little bit of workshopping of this. For the art, as everyone will notice, we actually have images this time to go along with our characters. And you'll notice that the plasmoid has on a cowboy hat. And we've already decided you take one off of... Well, one of the bodies whose skulls you didn't shatter.
Yeah.
So you go up to... I mean, nearest to you would be the man who just slipped backwards onto the sword in very, like, Looney Tunes banana peel fashion. You go pick up his hat from the ground. You maybe looking at the bloodstains with a bit of grim satisfaction and put it on your head. Aside from that, if the rest of you want to loot the bodies as well, you find... let me go to my notes. Okay. Let me go... Oh.
What?
Yeah, go on. Yes?
I just added the hat.
You add okay, yeah. So the only clothes you are wearing is this hat and the many, 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 many ball bearings inside. So while you're searching through these bodies, like I said, this is a rather ramshackle, a town that's certainly seen better days. You can, if any of you would like to roll a history check, I could tell you more, or an insight check.
Mm-hmm. 16.
16. Okay.
8.
8. Yeah, whatever.
Which one? History?
Yeah, do history or insight, whichever.
22? Voice.
22.
Okay.
Okay. So what you guys know is that this is actually the town of where is it in my notes? God, I have so many notes. This is actually the town of Gauth, which is as you all know, you have been transported to the dynasty of Balance, and you have to find Amos Brand. And this is a small port town, when I say port town, I'm using heavy quotations. It's one of the first pioneer towns in this area of the world. When people were first settling in the Dynasty of Balance, this was kind of a gateway to some of the larger settlements on the nearby continents. But it's been thousands of years since then. And as civilizations have risen and fallen, this town's gone increasingly less and less needed, until today, where it's mainly just a couple of fishermen, lots of outlaws, and some transportation to and from the mainland. For rolling a 22, you also do know that most of their commerce, if you could even call it that, is renting out sand skiffs to cross the wastes, or to cross the desert into the main cities. The largest port is on the other side of the country, and which is nearest to the capital.
Sand
Mhm.
skips, like from Star Wars.
Anyway, while you're looting they very kind of like sand skiffs from Star Wars, kind of. Well, like I said, this is a crumbling town. On the bodies, you find their weapons are certainly nothing better than what you have now. You could take them, but there almost certainly would be no point. It would be more cost effective to. I mean, you'd make like a couple, like 10, 20 silver pieces per weapon, and conversion rate, that's barely any money. But what you do find on the bodies are a couple of bits and baubles, which all amount to about 11 silver pieces each.
Mm-hmm.
Which, if you, however, you guys can divvy up the loot as you wish. Right now, it sounds like Mizrae is holding this screaming baby armadillo that's screeching like a baby. Duotang is sobbing, and while this is happening, the plasmoid is searching the body. So maybe the plasmoid gets a bit of a head start. It's up to you guys.
Can I take a finger?
I don't know why you would, but you can. Roll a sleight of hand check for me.
Sleight of hand. 11.
Okay, yeah, you go. How are you cutting this off?
The sharp end of the crowbar.
Oh, okay. That's an interesting one of the two crowbars that you currently have. You like take it out of your ooze, and you whose finger are you taking? Are you taking a finger from all of them or just one finger?
From the dwarf, he slighted me.
Yeah, the dwarf. Okay. You take a finger from the dwarf and using a crowbar, which is not really a tool for cutting, especially cutting flesh, you kind of have to swing it to hack at the finger. In the first chop, you cut off the whole hand because you completely missed, and in the second chop, you cut off the pointer finger, the middle finger, and the ring finger all at the same time, right about at the first knuckle.
Okay. I'm gonna have the ring finger.
Okay. You do notice that on his hand is like a very shitty wedding band. But inscribed on it, inscribed underneath is like love you always. And it's got like a weirdly enough, also because it's a dwarven ring. I mean, it's worth nothing. It's really bad metal, but also because it's a dwarven ring, it's got a really intricately drawn image of his wife in it, with like blowing a kiss at at the outside of the ring. So you also have that, or you can just take the finger and leave that.
I want the ring also.
Okay.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah, it's a package deal. I'll let you take both. So you guys get about, like I said, 11 silver pieces apiece. Do you want to just divide that up evenly?
Yeah.
Okay. So that's 33 total. Add that to your guys' sheets if you so want. Anyway,
Where is the money?
let me check. Also, again, if you guys could share your screens of your character sheets, that would be helpful. I think it's in other possessions.
No.
Wait. Go to the wait. Go to up. Go back to inventory. Everyone, go to the inventory sheet. Look at the
the
little piece of gold in the right.
11 silver pieces.
Yeah, 11.
11.
If it look the on the if
This
you go to
little thing.
inventory, on the same level as weight carried, it'll be on the right of that.
Okay.
And that'll be 11 silver pieces. Which is, I mean, it's not a huge amount of money, but it's enough to buy you a couple of, it'll buy you food. Not really a place to stay the night, but you know, a bit of food, a bit of water, that kind of thing. Which, as you might imagine, in a desert town, is pretty necessary. Anyway,
Yeah.
You guys searched the bodies, or let's say the plasmoid searched the bodies and handed out everyone an equal portion, because the plasmoid, which doesn't feel very plasmoid-like, but you know, you guys have become very, very firm friends after nearly being killed in a desert town, and also having your souls taken by a big cat. However, you guys are not addressing the immediate issue.
Media issue?
The immediate issue, which is to say, the screaming armadillo that is still trying to wriggle out of the hands of Ms. Ray.
Yeah. When the plasmoid hands me the silver pieces, I then give her the armadillo and I run away because I don't want to.
You run away in what direction? You're in an alley, so you can either go, like, the alley leads out of town one way, which is the way the person was trying to flee earlier who slipped on the sword, and it leads back into town the other way.
Actually, I don't run away. I just hide behind Duotang.
Okay. So the plasmoid is thrust this armadillo, and in its weird, goopy embrace. Do you guys need to know what an armadillo looks like?
Can I
Oh,
get
you're
a
looking.
second?
Ashley's looking up what do armadillo eat. Good. That's hey. I'm proud of you. Thank you. That's good. Yeah. Uh, that's not me making fun of you. That's actually great. That's good lore building. Uh, when this armadillo is given to the plasmoid in its weird goopy embrace, the armadillo actually seems to calm down a little. It looks up at this goop holding it, and it kind of plays around in your body a little bit.
Oh.
Now, I think I don't know how all of you would react to that situation, but I feel like, well, go on. How would you guys react to that?
I'd be disgusted.
You'd be disgusted. Okay, you're still hiding behind Duotang, but
Now I'm just staring in
now
disgust.
now you're like you're blank face, bold face, like just kind of like a what, huh? Look, and Duotang. What do you? Well, how does Duotang react to this scene?
I think Duotang would just be completely checked out. Just be like, Armadillo.
Armadillo.
Little baby.
Okay. Duotang like goes up to it and it's like starts to see that this creature is kind of cute, maybe a little bit. Now that it stops screaming that ear-splitting sound, it's it's not quite like a fluffy cat, but it's pretty cute. It's kind of cute in an ugly way. And while there, while like squishing your body, kind of like a like some Play-Doh, the plasmoid. You also all of you start to notice that slowly it's starting to change color a little bit, starting from the underside of its stomach and spreading out throughout the rest of its body. You notice that slowly, but very very brightly, it is becoming orange.
Mm-hmm.
And as it does so, let me double check. Orange should be the right color, but let me check my notes. Yeah, okay. It turns orange and licks the plasmoid, gives it a little smooch, maybe trying to taste the weird goop in front of it, or maybe just be like happy and playful. More likely trying to get a good taste of this little ice cream pop. And as it does so, its tongue, along with the rest of its body, has turned orange, and it starts shining. It starts shining, and while it licks you, you actually, let me get a 1 second. Get my dice all ready. I should have done that earlier, obviously, but while this is happening, I want everybody to know if this episode feels a little different than the last one. I am super sick. I think I have food poisoning. I drank a glass of water earlier and nearly threw up from the water I drank, which is not usually something that happens to me. Actually, you or the plasmoid actually takes. Okay. You take. Well, not take. You receive 3 points of healing
Ooh.
from this little armadillo's kiss.
Can I give it the finger?
I would like to see. You okay? I would like you to roll again another slide of hand check, because I want to know how your body could do that. Like the plasmoid's body could shape itself like that. If it could, if it has that enough like Actually, roll an
19.
what? 19?
Yeah.
Oh wait, okay. Let me switch back to. Yeah, you're right. That she wasn't lying. Okay. Well, you get. This will be okay. This is. I. It just healed you, and you immediately felt like this cooling sensation, especially in this hot desert town. Your body starts to feel more energized, and you heal. You feel better, just better overall. You're still not okay, but you felt better. And the plasmoid's response to this was to flip it off. And,
No, give it the dwarf finger.
oh, you want to get. Okay. That
Like to play with.
makes more sense. It looks at the finger, like that you kind of oozed out of your body, sniffs it, and kind of just bats it away, disinterested.
Okay.
It's not gonna eat flesh of people. That's not really the kind of thing armadillos eat. You gather. Or at least not the flesh of dwarves. Maybe it's got like a special. I mean, right now we know it's got a flavor for plasmoids. Which I'm guessing is kind of like a like a lime sherbet is my personal presumption, but I can't really. I don't have like a roll for taste check. I guess it would be just a dexterity check next time. Anyway, that's me thinking aloud. Yeah, just I guess a roll for flavor. Is the flavor good or not? I don't know. But yeah,
Can
you
we
get
add that?
what?
Can we add that?
You want me
Oh
to?
my
You want to
gosh.
genuinely roll for flavor?
Oh my god.
Oh my god.
You want to roll?
Yeah.
Okay.
What?
Hold on.
No, you're not. You're not rolling. I'm rolling. To see whether or not this armadillo likes the taste. Oh goodness. Wow. Okay. I've got some bad news. Yeah, the armadillo rolled a nat 1. And this is a good opportunity to shade of green, not dissimilar to your
Maybe.
Oh no.
and
Why
dot
did I drop
It
that?
was
does.
just-
Oh.
What's that? I have to plug in my computer.
Oh no.
The reason my computer was running so slowly is because it wasn't plugged in. And what is your AC, Ashley?
My air conditioning?
No, your armor class.
Your armor class.
13.
Okay, well it rolled a 1. So it throws up, which is lucky for you that it missed. It throws up over the side, over the arms of the plasmoid, and out of its mouth shoots this violent, sizzling blob of green goo that hits the sand below you, and the sand starts to sizzle.
Oh.
What the?
Oh no.
Yeah.
Can I like hold it out like away from my body?
Oh yeah. Well, no. Well, It jumps out of your arms immediately. It kicks off of you. It does not like your taste at all. And in doing so, it winds up at the feet of Duotang, who Mizray is hiding behind.
I was gonna say, are we gonna hot potato like the armadillo?
It certainly seems that way. At your feet, it sniffs you a little bit, and obviously not feeling very good. It's very cautious, but it sniffs you, and I'm gonna roll. I'm gonna roll a smell check real quick.
Okay.
You. Yeah, you don't smell great, but it's not enough to like dissuade it. It's just not going to be
Aw.
licking you anytime soon. I mean, all of you are covered in the blood that was cut off from the severed head, like shot out. The For obvious reasons, the plasmoid doesn't taste great. It's got blood in it, and like bits of dwarf eyeball and brain matter and skull.
Is there peanut butter in this world?
There likely is peanut butter in this world. There are, well, rather, there likely are peanuts in this world.
If we keep the armadillo
Mhm.
and put the peanut butter on our skin, can we use it for healing?
That is an interesting. I mean, you could also like maybe become friends with it, because you get the impression that when it was pretty happy and playing with your weird body, that's when it started to turn orange. And while it was orange, when it licked you, that's when you were healed.
Okay. What
But-
color is it now?
It is starting to retract from the violent shade of green to the black and white that it was originally at the feet of Duotang.
Okay.
Now, I'm going to give you guys some, and this is just some DM direction. This is the only animal you've ever heard of like this that can change color and you've never heard of like a magical creature like this that can change color. It seems to have odd abilities, especially healing abilities. That's not something that's very, very uncommon.
Can I poke it?
Roll a can you?
Can I give it a pat on its head?
Yeah, both of you roll an animal handlings check. Now the plasmoid is -1.
16.
16. Okay.
7.
7. Fuck off. Okay. This is great. I'm saying fuck off because oh no, you guys are really. I was gonna. I'm saying fuck off because I had this whole like idea planned of you guys finding out all of these abilities of this armadillo over time as you got to know it. But no. The plasmoid. The plasmoid pokes one of its gooey hands at it and it pushes it into. And it like rolls it over onto its back, and Mizray goes to, no, not Mizray. Duotang goes to pet it at the same time, but now it's on its back. It's wiggling its little feet in the air, and on its back, it starts to turn a violent shade of red.
Okay.
And so it was facing Duotang, sniffing her, and you pushed it over on its side onto its back, and so its tail is facing you, and yeah, it rolled a nat 20. So this is gonna hit twice.
Oh.
It
No.
yeah, it does. How much health do you have?
Does who have?
Does the plasmoid have?
5?
Okay. Well, you sure are lucky that it hit you with 4.
Oh.
On its back, while it is red, its whole body starts to push off steam, and its tail bursts into flames. And
Oh, no.
from those flames, it shoots a oh my god. It shoots an arc of flame from its tail, like almost like a sword cutting through the sand, and hits the plasmoid square in the body, burning away, burning so hot that the bits of flesh inside of you kind of liquefy,
Okay.
and you're at 1 health.
This is okay because ultimately I spent 1 HP and now we know 2 things it can do.
You actually know 3 things it can do, because you know it can heal, you know it can vomit some sort of green goop that seems to
Oh,
sizzle, and when mad, so when it's happy, it's orange. When it's disgusted, it's green. When it's pretty fucking mad, it's red.
Mm-hmm.
Can I grab the dwarf hand that the plasmoid cut off and then use it to push the armadillo back on its feet?
Can you what? Sorry, could you repeat that?
Yeah. Can I grab the dwarf hand that the plasmoid cut off that's
Yeah,
missing the finger and then use it to push the armadillo back on its feet?
yeah, you, yeah. Make a dexterity
I
check.
want to touch it. I want to touch it while it's steaming.
Yeah, that's smart. I would make a dexterity check.
Where? Oh, I found it. Sorry.
Yeah. Oh, wait, I don't need that one.
13.
13. Okay, yeah, you pick up this hand, and dwarves' hands are not famously especially big. So you kind of just toss it at the you kind of toss it at the armadillo, and that that kind of just rights it, uh, which is good. You throw a dismembered hand at this armadillo, and you turn it upright for sure. Um, but now it is like it is having a whirlwind of emotion, and now upright on its feet, it looks around at the 3 of you, absolutely bewildered and terrified, and it turns like a violent shade of yellow and curls into a ball.
Okay, so yellow is fear.
That is true.
What color was it when it was throwing up?
It was green.
Okay, this is awesome.
Yeah, I can also send you, once you guys get like I have it all in my notes. Once you guys get all of the hue changes that I have, I'll show it to you. I'll just like send you the exact sheet. Yeah, so you guys have a yellow armadillo in between the 3 of you, in a ball, armadillo with its shell outward facing. I don't know if you guys know this, but armadillos curl into balls, and to protect themselves, using the shells on their backs as kind of protection, which in some cases can even deflect real bullets. That's a real fun fact for you.
Ooh. Who does
So,
anyone?
The
Sorry.
only person who hasn't done anything actively offensive to this creature is Duotang.
Okay, Duotang, pick it up.
Yeah, she was trying to like going to like pick it up and then back away. It was like, pick it up, no.
Yeah, no, you had originally went to pet it, and at the same time the plasmoid pushed it over on its back. And as soon as it started steaming, you tried to touch its stomach, and it was too hot for your hand to hold. But do you go
Yeah,
pick it
because
up
my
while it's yellow?
defenses is fire.
What?
My defenses is fire.
Okay, but now that it's yellow, that's not a thing. Now it's in a ball. It's been flipped over back and righted itself. It's scared in a little ball in this alleyway with these 3 people. Do you go pick it up?
Yeah, pick up the little baby. It's like, don't be scared.
Okay, can you roll a wisdom saving throw for me? Actually, a Constitution saving throw. That makes more sense.
Constitution saving throw. 18.
Okay, you're fine. You pick it up and you feel your hand goes a little numb for like half a second, but you're fine. And how do you pick it up? Do you pick it up like a basketball? Do you pick it up like a baby? What's going on there?
Like a basketball.
You pick it up like a ball you found on the ground, and you tuck it under your arm, and now you guys have an armadillo.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. It's not because you picked it up like that. It is not changing attitude anytime soon. It's going to be in that ball for a little while. So you guys can now. Well, you've for the moment solved or at least gotten through this issue with this armadillo that was thrust into your care by Dr. Raphael von Kaz. And now you. Well, what do? You have to go find Amos Brand in the desert. Let's get back to the story.
How do we heal?
Oh, okay. That's a good point. So healing in D&D generally is done by short and long rests. A short rest would be, taking a quick 30-minute break, a little snack break, get your little appy slices, maybe a little, maybe drink some water. And a long rest would be like sleeping a night, so 8 to 10 hours. What I can immediately say is you guys are right outside the saloon where you killed everyone. You killed. Again, you're in the alley between the saloon and another building behind you. So maybe you guys want to go rest up for a couple of hours, or maybe the night at a saloon.
Yes, I think that's a good idea.
Do all of you agree?
Yeah.
Okay, so you guys have picked through these bodies. You have an arm. Duotang has an armadillo.
Oh,
do you keep it in
sorry.
your arms, or do you do you put it in the backpack that you're wearing? I think you have a backpack.
I was thinking deflating the bagpipes a little and making like a little nest for it.
That's actually such an incredible idea, especially for your character who's a bard. Do you see that little point on your sheet that says inspiration?
That was it.
Right next to where it says your speed. It's at the top. Left of where your HP is. Yeah, there it is.
Yeah.
Just click that. So that inspiration is a D&D 5th edition rule set wherein you can roll a dice twice. You can use inspiration to gain advantage on any roll. So advantage grants you the ability to roll 2 dice and take the higher result, and disadvantage is the opposite, 2 dice and the lower result. So if you guys do something really cool and I think it fits your character, or if I think it's really out of the box thinking, I'll give you inspiration. And with inspiration you're able to manually give yourself advantage on any roll. So you would roll that dice twice and take the higher result. So you deflate your bagpipe a little bit and you nestle this yellow ball that's kind of numbing to the touch into it, and the three of you walk back down this alley. Still dripping blood. The crowd. Some people are still standing there, but most of them have gone about their lives, or at the very least are looking from the other side of town. A little weary, but also you get some thumbs up. You walk down this alley, and you make your way into the saloon. Do you guys want to stop to check what the sign says?
Yeah.
Do you guys want? Okay.
Yeah.
It's a little too faint to make out, but you see the curled horns of what can only be described as like a male sheep or like a goat or something. You can't see the name, and you walk inside, and in the saloon it's your pretty average Western affair. There's a grand bar, some circular tables around. around this central area, and there's some stairs leading up to rooms above, and there is a a little what is it a little halfling playing the piano ragtime.
Uh-huh.
And you guys walk in, and just just like in a western, you push open the double doors of the saloon. Everybody stops talking. They look up from their drink at you guys, and then they just for a couple of tense seconds, they look at you up and down, see the blood. Some of them had been outside, like the ones outside were telling their friends all about you. They size you up and down, and then they just go back to their drinks, and the music starts playing again.
Mhm.
So, so up to you guys how to proceed.
Mm. Do they have like in the saloon? It's just like a bar. Do they have like rooms?
Yeah, like I said, there's a staircase leading up to the second story, and on the second story there's some rooms there.
Okay. Can I approach the like the bartender? I guess would be running it.
Absolutely.
Can I like throw down a gold piece? And
You can. So you go up to this bar, which is it's around 4 or 5 p.m., so it's not crowded, but the excitement's starting to turn up. People are milling in and about. The bar is not too crowded. You walk up to the bar. The plasmoid walks up to the bar, slams down a gold piece, and out from behind it, a very bewildered man turns to you and again sizes this weird ooze up and down, and is like, can I help you, sir? Or ma'am? Or creature? I'm not really too sure.
I'll speak up and say we want a room or 2 or 3.
Okay, so Mizrae comes up alongside, and seeing a drow, which is also uncommon in this desert town and really uncommon everywhere, it makes the bartender look like the confused look on his face grows even more stark. And up from the left side again approaches Duatang, and now with you guys are cradling an armadillo. All of you barely clear the counter with how short you are. One is made out of some one is made out of some goop, wearing a cowboy hat, and nothing else, with crowbars and ball bearings in its body. Another is a drow with so many weapons, a big fucking shark tooth knife, and a tiefling, which are generally regarded with pretty high suspicion, with a weird yellow ball that's starting to unfurl and turn gray. It looks at you and it's like, do y'all need something? I don't. What is this? What is happening here? I don't quite understand who or what or.
yeah, we need a room, and the plasmoid orders whatever is strongest at the bar.
Okay, so the originally Mizrae comes up and says, "Yeah, we need a room," and that makes his eyes go wide. And he's like, he asks, "Yeah, what do you need?" And he's this bearded man wearing an apron. He's pretty average height. Seems a little not very confrontational. And then this goop in front of him with blood inside of it and curls liquefied remains of a creature starts to slop out. We want a room, kind of thing. Which I bet was audio poison. But we're going with it. He nearly faints. out from a little back room that you guys presume might be the kitchen comes a short dwarf woman who catches the man as he like tumbles over and says, oh, pardon my husband. You know, we don't see much business around these parts. He's not used to anything, well, real too exciting, and you folk are the most exciting thing I think I've ever seen. What do y'all need, honey?
What is your strongest alcohol?
Oh, yeah, that. Well, we don't get a lot of trade anymore around here, but we got some whiskey, we got some bourbon.
Can the plasmoid order like a pint of whiskey?
Well, with that amount of cash, you sure can. Yeah, looking at the the gold piece on the counter, and she explains that, yeah, around here, a couple of drinks cost like 3 silver pieces, so y'all could stay for like a month if you wanted to on that.
That's
Um,
perfect.
that's
Hell yeah.
that's perfect. Oh, okay. Yeah, you should show. Um, she does not ask any more questions, but is a little annoyed when you walk up the stairs to the room, and some bits of blood and viscera flop out of the plasmoid onto the ground, as well as the sand that you've raked in with your sticky feet that you've not had shoes on. And you guys
What I
find
was
up there, you find a quaint little room. Each of you gets a single room with one. A simple room, a mirror, an unstylish bed in a trunk, kind of similar to your rooms back at the Beckoning Cat. And you guys, I don't know. What we do know is that while you go up there, you are also given a huge cask of whiskey. That's not. It doesn't taste great. It's pretty watered down, but that's kind of all that they can get here. You get the impression.
the
And I guess all of you, do you rest for the night or do you rest for a couple of hours?
I'm thinking for the night, just because I think it will heal us more. But it's whatever people.
No, yeah,
want.
no. Resting for that's a long rest. That is best.
Cool.
So all of
Um,
you rest for the night, and as this dwarf woman who's pretty, you get the she's pretty she's a little overweight, but she's muscly. You think she could handle herself pretty well in a fight. She's got
Mm.
a she's got long ponytail ginger hair, freckles, and uh oh no, pigtailed ginger hair is what I meant to say. Sorry, the dog just came in here and is now laying on my pillow.
Aw.
She just came up on the couch that I'm on and is resting her head on the pillow like a person. That's my pillow, and I love hers very much. But okay, whatever. Um. Anyway, she's wearing overalls and a similar apron to her. Who she explains was her husband, and she explains that her name is Jenny, and her husband's name is Clyde, and that if you guys need anything, she'll be in the kitchen, and complimentary with your ridiculous amount of money you've given them, you'll get a nice meal of you guys get a complimentary meal.
Nice. The plasmoid with the huge amount of alcohol, like takes off its hat and pours it in itself, and that kind of starts to like flush the blood kind of out.
Okay.
It kind of gives it more like a light orange, and some things start to dissolve.
Yeah, well, no, you flush all of the matter out that you don't want. You, like, hold firmly to... Oh, actually, does it flush all of the matter out, or does it flush, just what you don't want?
It's just like dissolving like the organic matter pretty
Okay,
much.
so all of the organic matter is, like, flushed out of your body. It doesn't dissolve, because that's not how alcohol does to bodies.
I'm from
You can't hide a
space.
body by getting a bunch of like Dos Equis and pouring it all over. but it does like push it out of your system onto the floor, and at the same time, all of the everything inside of the plasmoid also is pushed out. So you have to one by one individually pick up all of your ball
Rule
bearings.
998.
Yes. Uh,
Can I check the trunk?
yeah, you can. There's nothing inside.
Oh, damn it.
It's a place to store your stuff before you move on. You guys are in 3 separate rooms, and maybe you guys go down to dinner to like you guys all regroup at dinner. Right? Maybe, perhaps.
Yeah.
Sounds good to me.
Okay,
Should we bring the armadillo?
that's up to you. The armadillo is now gray. On your bagpipes in your room, Duotang, and you notice that it is fast asleep. It has had a weird day, so maybe you don't bring it down, especially because it's the middle. It's around early evening now, 9 or 10, or late evening, the beginning of night, one could say. And the salute. This is like the only establishment in the whole town that's still standing.
Mhm.
Or like all of the inhabitants kind of come here every night on a regular basis, and it's music. The music's getting louder. You hear laughter and spirited conversation below you. So maybe it's best to leave it inside, leave it up there. But maybe you want to bring it down. That's up to you. Personally, I love playing this armadillo. Uh, and so if you bring it down, I will be playing it as if it were a character doing things in the world.
Okay.
That's specifically a Duotang decision because the rest of you uh,
Yeah, it doesn't like us.
didn't or at least you guys didn't seem to like it very much.
I didn't mean to offend it by hitting it
I
with
was
a
being
fan. Okay?
inquisitive.
You were being inquisitive and you poked it. Okay, so
Well, I did
I
want
was
to
trying to
make
be
it mad,
helpful.
but it was for
okay,
knowledge.
do a tang. What do you think? Do you leave it inside or do you bring it with you down to this crowded bar? And like people are eating food, waiters are the Jenny is running in and out with trays of food while Clyde is at the bar, taking orders pretty frantically. Do you bring it? You bring it down in that scenario?
It'd be too loud for it.
Okay.
Dutang would be worried
Okay.
to
Yeah.
make sure it's okay, but he's sleeping.
Yeah, and it's this room like I said, the only things in this room are the bed, each room has like a window that's a small window that can open or close, and the trunk. There's not really anything it could get into, so if you close the door, you get the impression that it'll be pretty safe. And the three of you.
Dutang sort of like
Oh yeah, go on.
Dutang sort of like goes in and out through the door like trying to decide. So conflicted.
Yeah, okay, that's adorable. Like conflicted, looking back at it, like, is it alright? Is this armadillo alright?
Yeah.
And finally, you settle on, it'll be alright. You close the door. All of you have been given room keys, so maybe you lock it from the outside. I don't know.
I lock my door.
Okay.
Mhm.
All of you lock your doors from the outside. Oh, fair enough. The three of you meet up in a corner booth, or not a booth, but like the only real seating is three a small table in the back corner, kind of right underneath the staircase. And you guys meet down there, and Jenny runs out and says, "Oh, you're looking a heck of a lot better. Looking at the plasmoid," and also sniffs around and says, "And you're smelling a lot worse." Because you're just absolutely covered in booze. But she brings you guys each a pretty simple dish of like a pretty simple like mutton dish, some lamb, some some potatoes. Nothing too exciting. And you guys are all there together, around the table in the saloon. Maybe it's time for you guys to like start thinking about next steps, because you don't know anything about where Almost Brand is. You don't know how to. You just know he is not here, and you also don't
Yeah.
know who he is or what he looks like.
Can I look for any like shady characters in the saloon?
Yeah, sure. Roll a. Yeah, an investigation check.
10.
Okay. With a 10, you kind of just get the impression that everybody in this saloon, more or less, is kind of shady. Like I said earlier, you guys know about this area that, in this town of. In this town that in the town of Galth, you guys know that, like I said, it's worn down. The only people here are maybe traders on their way to the big city who came a very roundabout way to avoid imports, um, or the odd bandit, maybe some ranch hands. But you like there are no real upstanding citizens of Gauth. There's not enough here. It's poor. It's poor. There's really no commerce going on. The shops are mostly worn down or shut down. The ranches that do exist are few and far between, and are simple animals living off of the sparse. Like they sell simple animals living off of the sparse vegetation in the area, but that's about it. So you get the impression kind of everyone's a shady character, but no one stands out.
Okay. With my mouth full of food, because I'm not polite at all, I turn towards Duotang and the Plasmoid and I ask, who should we ask about Amos?
I feel like oh, I'm awful with names. What's the owner's name?
The bartender was Clyde, and the wife of the bartender, the dwarf, was Jenny.
I feel like Jenny is probably the best person to ask.
Okay.
It feels like she kind of trusts us already in some capacity.
Yeah, you guys are on friendly terms, because first of all, you give her a lot of money, and also she sees you she sees the three of you as in a town where not a lot happens besides the occasional bar fight and stabbing, the most interesting thing in years. So you guys already have a pretty big rapport with her. So what do you guys do? Do a tang? Oh dear.
I think. Oh no. I think go up to Jenny. Ask.
Okay. Well, yes, but like, this is a pretty crowded bar. She's running in and out with plates of food. Do you like go up and stop her? I mean, maybe Ms. Ray does, because Ms. Ray is pretty impolite and doesn't really understand social cues on the fact of being alone for many years. I guess the three of you, two of the three of you, don't understand social cues, but one of you is a bard. You live your life in and out of taverns. You're pretty good in charismatic social situations. So I think maybe the two of them get up to go immediately run up to Jenny, and you have to stop them, or maybe you don't. That's up to you. Like, I think this is the time to shine for Duotang, as this is her setting. She's seen this kind of place hundreds of times.
They wait for like a lull, like it's probably like a dinner rush or something. Ish.
Well, like I said, this is a town where nothing happens. This is kind of the only enjoyment they have all day, and It goes well into the night. You get the impression maybe you guys sit there eating your food. It's been about an hour, and it seems to only be getting busier.
Yeah.
Can I put my hand up?
Okay, so the plasmoid raises its goopy hand, and some of the cowboys and some of the barmaids look over and look at you quizzically, and then just go back to what they're doing.
Oh.
No.
Okay, I get up and I go to the kitchen to go ask.
Okay.
What was her name? Jenny?
Yes. You guys get up, or rather, Mizray gets up and goes to run into the kitchen, to go get Jenny directly. And it's your guys' story, so I'll let you do that if you want. Do you guys think that's the best course of action in a crowded bar, is to just get the owner while they're very busy?
No, but I don't know that.
Yeah, you know what? Very fair. The two of you get up and go, or at least Mizray gets up and goes to the kitchen, and Jenny runs out with a plate of like steak in one hand and a glass of there's just like a dusty bottle of beer in the other, and runs directly into Mizray and trips and make a dexterity saving throw, or just make a dexterity check.
Okay. Oh, sorry. 15.
15. Okay. You stumble back and you manage to catch Jenny on the way down, but the food is all over the floor. And she looks up at you, and she's like, "Well, what in the hell are you doing?" She sighs and says, You better clean that up. I gotta go. I got hungry mouths to feed. You can't be running around here in the way. I gotta go make another plate of food." And dashes back into the kitchen, clearly very upset. So she's told you to clean up the food that you spilled all over her bar, or all over the floor of her saloon. And
Okay. I clean up and then I go sit back down.
okay, you find like a bit of a dust rag in behind the bar. Clyde looks at you, still with just the widest eyes, and goes back to serving drinks, with his back facing you. You clean up the spill. Actually, can you also do Yeah, no, that's good. You're fine. Yeah, you walk back to the table. I would say probably pretty embarrassed. Like the food falling over and Jenny nearly falling over and you catching her, has like the plate crashed to the ground and made a very loud clatter. And again, like when you walked in the door the first time, the noise stopped, everyone turned to look at you, and then they went back to their drinks. All eyes were on you when that happened. But hey, you yourself didn't fall over.
Because I didn't get to ask about Amos.
Yeah, okay. Now, it's about 11 or 12 p.m. The music is blaring. The crowd is not seeming to be leaving anytime soon. And you've tried the most direct route you can think of, and that clearly failed.
Who's the toughest looking guy in here?
You kind of killed the toughest people in this town already, but again, like I said, everybody cheered for you on the way out. Cheered for you.
Just stand up on the table and like ask, just as an open question, if anyone knows who Amos is.
That might not be a good idea, because what if he's there?
Okay,
Or maybe that would
We
be
can
a
get
good
him.
idea, and he ran out. Actually, yeah. Never mind.
you guys. Again, Duotang, you really are just letting this happen, huh? You're letting your friends make fools of themselves. You've been in bar settings before. You're a bard. You do music at bars already.
She sort of hangs her head.
She hangs her head and lets this happen. Okay. She's
like,
mhm,
we should wait for a lull. We should wait for a lull.
Yeah, that lull's not coming, and they don't think it's coming. At the very least. And so the plasmoid gets up onto the table, and does what?
Just kind of like as loudly as it really can, gurgles out, "Does anybody know who Amos Brand is?"
Okay, roll a performance check then.
What do I get? 7.
You are not heard over the noise.
Okay, I join her and I say it as well.
Okay, also roll a performance check. A 1. Okay, you trip off the table and hit your head on. You trip off the table. Everybody looks at you for a second, as you fall to the ground. Again, incredibly embarrassingly. But they do not pay you much more attention than a couple of Snickers and then going back to their drinks and their. So, you guys are in a crowded bar. You want to get the attention of the patrons, but they're not really taking you seriously. How are you guys going to get them to notice you?
I don't have a gun yet.
You don't have a gun yet. You will get a gun eventually, if and when I tell you you can. Actually, I do have a gun. I did make an item for you that is a gun. So, just for you,
Ooh.
I came up with the magic item. Just for you. It'll be like 4 months until we get there.
Duotang, you should do something. We give up.
Yeah, they gave up. Like I said before, you kind of wanted to see what happened, what they did, and they embarrassed themselves greatly. So, like I said, it is your time to shine. You're a bard in a saloon. What do you do?
Yeah, I was like, Duotang left her bagpipes in the room, but she has her pan flute.
She does. Okay, she does have a pan flute. So, what do you do?
Oh God.
Obviously, I'm guessing you perform your pan flute to try to get everybody's attention. But do you just do it sitting down? Do you get onto the table again, or do you maybe you start playing it? You run out into the middle of the crowd. What do you do?
Yeah, that's start slowly, in the chair, quietly gains attention. You like jazz,
Okay. You say roll a performance check. For you, this should be pretty good. You have a +5 in performance.
Oh Jesus! 20.
Yeah, you rolled a 20. Okay, so I want you to describe the scene of how you do it, and then I'll show the reactions of the patrons as it goes along. I want you to describe how you play. Maybe what song you play as well. That would be fun. Give us a little bit of flair.
Oh no. Oh, I'm bad. I'm sorry.
You're allowed to have moments of thinking in a game about thinking and imagination. Okay, actually, while you think of that, I do need to go to the restroom and also to check on my laundry. It's not LesBia-n-D now. It's Laundry-n-D. So I'll be right back.
Yeah.
You guys workshop it. You guys be cool. Or don't. I can't tell you what to do. just write a story at that point.
You could play
I would just
Rickroll.
write a story at that point. Anyway, I'll be back.
Rickroll is really good.
Does Rick Astley exist? Or have you made that up?
Rick Astley could be like a god.
Like the god of music.
Yeah, the pan flute version of Rickroll. I wonder if that exists.
I was kind of thinking, if everything else fails, we could wake up the armadillo and try and get it to start screaming again.
Oh my god! Yeah. It'd be like, oh, the pan flute isn't working. Get the bagpipes. She gets her bagpipes and it's a bagpipe version of Buddy Holly.
If only Alba hadn't gotten rid of the soundboard.
Yes, right? Oh yeah, I gotta do that.
Yeehaw.
Oh, hello.
Yeah.
Uno momento. Wait, you guys can hear me, right?
Yeah.
Okay, good. It wasn't showing up that Discord was showing my audio, so I was worried it wasn't. So, describe this scene as you're playing your panpipes through in this crowd of rough and tumble cowpoke.
So Duotang starts playing her pan flute. A pan flute version of "Never Gonna Give You Up." And got out of her chair and starts swaying between like the tables of around the patrons, and notices people don't really notice.
No. They notice. You're like Pied Piper, like with your little pan flute going around this table, going right on your little pan flute. Is a rendition of Rick Astley's "Never Gonna Give You Up." They start to, and you roll the 20. They start getting into it. They start grooving. The piano player starts playing along in the background as you play, because common cowpoke song, like cowboy song. The little halfling on the piano starts banging out with you, and you get the crowd starts like clapping along, stomping their boots, in time with the rhythm, and you make your way through this crowd playing "Never Gonna Give You Up," and like you make it as the fever rises, you place one foot on like the bar and pull yourself up, and now everybody's like clapping and cheering as you get to as it crescendos, and as the song dies down, your absolute style on top of this bar, rocking the whole house on. Again, guys, don't forget panpipes. Absolutely rocking this crowd of Western folk. You, as the song dies down, as you finish, you're on top of the bar. What do you do? What do you say? You have everyone's attention now.
Oh no. The worst thing ever.
You're a bard. You're a bard. That's so uncharacteristic. No, you're a bard.
I always thought mine would just like be like in the corner.
That's not how bards. Okay, wait. So she's a bard, but she doesn't make any money because she doesn't want anybody to listen to her.
Like
honestly, the most true to real life musician character I've ever seen.
It's very true, but also like. Your character wanders from town to town. We've established this. Making a little bit of money here and there playing. You're not going to make a lot of money if you're in the back of the corner stringing out Wonderwall or on your bagpipes. Also pretty hard to play bagpipes softly, but anyway.
Yeah.
So you got everybody's attention and you just walk off now?
Just go to the tables and like be like, $5, please.
Okay, I'll let you do that. You hop down from the bar and go table to table. You pull out, like, you take off your little jester's cap that you're wearing, and you hand it, you hold it out in front of them and say, 5 silver pieces, please, to every person, at every individual table, and Oh, Sally doesn't know what to do with this either.
Can I like?
One
Can I
second.
follow
Let
behind her?
me finish.
Okay.
I'm just trying to see if it works. It wouldn't be like it wouldn't be an intimidation check, but it would be persuasion. Yeah, roll a persuasion check.
Persuasion. Oh no.
It's yeah.
Yeah. 20.
I'm watching her rolls, everyone. That was a 17 plus 3. She does it.
No.
Okay, you go up to you go up to these crowds of people and you say, "Hey, $5 please." And every single person in this bar, a crowded of 40 people, gives you um 5 silver pieces. Okay, so
200.
yeah,
Oh my god.
I'm looking up the conversion rate. 5 times 40. D&D money conversion. Okay. I should know this already, but there's so much already going on with this campaign. Okay. Oh, wait, okay. Sorry, you didn't give her a ridiculous amount of money. One gold is worth 10 silver, so you gave her enough to last about a week in this inn. That was me editorializing. You get 5 silver from all of these people. So you get 200 silver. You get. You get is that surely that's not 100 gold.
I'd split it between everyone.
You'd bring it back. Okay. You get 5 silver pieces from these people, each 200 ow, 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 ow. 200 divided by No. Okay, that's 20 gold pieces. I was being silly. You guys get 20 gold pieces split among the 3 of you. I'm guessing you take the larger chunk, so it's whether that be 8 oh god. And 20 divided by 3 is not 8, obviously.
I think it's like duotangs to split, but like 10-5-5.
10-5-5 works. Yeah, sure. It's 10-5-5. Okay, so each of you get 5. The other 2 get 5 gold pieces, and Duotang gets 10 gold pieces added to your character sheets. However, note you guys after giving you all of the money that she's just collected, you all she sits down, and you guys remember, oh, we forgot about Brand during the theatrics.
Yeah. Now what?
You had all of their attention, and you asked for money instead of asking for Sally.
And I guess Jenny is still busy.
Well, okay, that's a good point. Jenny is not busy. Actually, Jenny's not busy, but the bar is busier than ever. People are buying rounds of drinks and celebrating. So the food has died down, and Jenny comes up to the table. Jenny comes up to the table and says, "Well, that was mighty fine. What's that instrument there you got? I've never seen one of those. What's that? I guess a mighty fine blowing out there on the floor. You really rocked this establishment to its core, or pan-piped this establishment to its core. And so she gives Duotang a little pat on the back. Maybe asking, hey now, y'all, maybe you spend some of that the next couple of nights you're here, of course. Wink, wink. Anyway, still looking at Mizray with a bit of annoyance. He's like, so did y'all need something? I've seen y'all acting kind of a bit of a fools for most of the night. Well, what's going on?
I stare at Duotang, hoping that she'll talk, because I don't think Jenny wants me to talk.
Very insightful.
Be like, hey, about this person.
About what person, Sugar? Sugar.
Or what was the name again?
Is
It's Amos.
almost.
So
Miss Ray whispers to Duotang, it's almost brand. Jenny looks up, or I guess looks at the table, looks at Miss Ray and says, Miss Ray like whispering something with a little bit of a side glance, and anyway, with a little bit of a quizzical look. So you say, or do you say? You say, but I like this story that you in character said what was the name again, and this interaction really did happen.
yeah.
So then you say, what was that person's name again, and then you.
Yeah, it would be like, oh yeah, Amos. It's like, we'd like to know more about something about
Amos.
Amos.
Amos. Well, I do know a couple of Amoses. We got Amos Arnold. He's out there in the cow pen. We got Amos Diggory. No, that's a Harry Potter name. I'm not doing that. It's actually Amos Diggory. I was close. Don't worry about it. That was just what came to my head. The immediate thing that came to my head. That's really sad. Anyway, Cedric Diggory's uncle. I'm so sorry. I need to stop. Anyway, we got a couple Amoses. We got Amos. Amos. Clear Cape. That guy's a little freak out in the sand waves. I don't. You're gonna need to be a little more specific.
The plasmoid just gurgles out almost brand.
Oh, she says. Y'all mean General Amos. What? Beg your pardon, but why do y'all want to meet him? Well, what's y'all business with him?
We have
We're
a meeting.
Huge fans. We're huge fans. Love his work.
Oh, that's a. She again looks at Miss Ray with an even worse look now.
Awesome. Great.
Can the plasmoid go to like just cover her mouth?
You absolutely can't. You put one sticky hand over Miss Ray's mouth and said,
No.
and she said, "Oh, y'all are. Oh wow, I thought y'all were pretty all right folk. But if you're fans of him, then, well, I might just have to ask you to leave my bar right now. So you better start explaining yourself. Why do you want to meet Amos Brand?"
I guess it's okay to say that we've come to kill him.
Well, do you
She
say?
doesn't
Do you?
like
That's you guys talking to each other. That's not you talking in character, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So what do you guys say? Obviously, Ms. Ray cannot speak right now.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know if she'll believe that we're willing to kill him now.
Yeah.
It is up to you. I will not railroad you into however you respond to this situation. But you certainly want to make it quick.
Can you give me a do you have any bandit characters because I should know them?
Are you asking her?
No, I'm asking you.
Yeah, you just killed them.
I meant more just in the general scheme of the underworld.
Oh,
Is there anyone that I might know that is known?
Okay, with your background of criminal, I think is what it was. You have an underworld contact, but also, actually, your underworld contact died hundreds of years ago.
Yeah.
Okay. And also, it doesn't mean you know every person who's tied to any kind of crime ever.
No, yeah.
Um,
we might just have to be honest.
She starts tapping her foot impatiently and crosses her arms. Sonic the Hedgehog style when you don't move the character for like
No.
10 seconds.
You're saying I feel like you're the most trustworthy.
Okay.
Do you wanna?
And you do have the most charisma of everyone, so that would be also helpful here.
Sadly.
Do you wanna just tell the truth?
Yeah, like, hey, like, we're just gonna, like, kill him?
Y'all are what is happening here? Roll a persuasion check.
Oh, God.
I have no idea what it is you guys are talking about. First, y'all are fans, then you're gonna kill him. What in the hell are you doing? What is?
13.
Yeah, that's exactly. She responds with, I'm sorry. Were you playing games? This isn't very funny. I don't know what you. This isn't. Are you guys trying to get a rise out of me? Because this isn't very funny.
Can I start like just blurting and like gargling out like a very poorly described version of everything that's happened so far?
You can if you do it in character and say it aloud.
Okay.
You don't have to make
So-
the. You don't have to make the squelching sound. Please don't actually make the like the.
Okay,
goof
I
sounds.
won't squelch. So the plasmoid starts saying I was in my little cave, and then I woke
know
up
that.
on this black
That's not
beach,
true.
and these
That's not
people
true.
were here.
That's not true. That's not true. You don't know that you're in the cave. That's not true.
Why don't I know I was in my cave?
Because you guys don't know how you got there explicitly. Remember that? You don't know where you were before. You just know you were there after.
Oh, I don't know like any amount of information about my life.
Maybe the last thing you remember is being in the cave. I'll give you that. But
Yeah.
that's not where you were. Anyway, go on.
And I woke up on this black beach with these people here, and there was a light in the distance. And we ran towards the light, and there was this huge tower building thing
Can you
with
roll
the
a
neon sign.
can you roll a persuasion check as well?
Yeah. 16.
Okay, you don't. If that doesn't actually succeed either. But she says, "Okay, y'all, slow your roll. I don't really know what's going on with y'all, but for the moment, you just need to settle down. Let me. Why can we get back to the topic at hand? I don't care about no desert. I don't care about no black sky or casino. I just need to know what is it you. What do you guys know about Almost Brand? Clearly, you guys are. I don't know if you're drunk or what, but you guys are all over the place. What? It doesn't sound like you guys know anything about Amos. So what? Just tell me what it is that you guys know. Like, what do you know besides the name?
We know his name, and that we have to kill him.
Now that is a right. I mean, I bet a lot of people in this bar would help you with that. But, okay. So y'all aren't clear. You guys aren't from around here. That much is clear. I think everyone knows that. Amos, like I said, is a general around these parts, and well, not a very favorably liked one. You see, back. How long's it been now? 50 or 60 years ago, there was kind of a revolution. Well, not really a revolution, kind of more of an uprising. An overthrowing of the government, a coup d'etat, as they say in fantasy France. And our king, who, we all kind of liked a little bit, he kind of was, well, let's say, some would say deposed, I would say, skinned alive in a public execution, but by the current king, a real nasty son of a bitch named Beckhate. Beckhate Pebblebeard, the so-called giant. And Amos is he's top general. And I mean, I don't know if you guys have looked around anywhere nearby. I don't know how long you've been in the country, or if you've heard world news ever in the last 10 years or so. Well, good old Beckhate has been rounding up all the food, all of the water, with those little brats of his. They've been rounding up the food and water and telling the army that all of the citizens have to pay exorbitant taxes to get any of these daily necessities. You see the town around here, I mean, we're bled dry. And no one comes around here. We don't have the food. We don't have the means to make it to the big city. So if you guys are all out here, it doesn't sound. I guess it doesn't sound like you're supporting Amos, but I mean, again, she glares at Mizrae, or at least some of you. Well, he's his army is the ones that been bleeding this country dry. We're on our last legs. I hear rumblings of a revolution down there near the capital, but again, we don't get much in the way of anything around here. So you say you want to go kill and or dispose of Amos Brand. I don't really know why outsiders like yourself would, but I mean, if what you say is true, which I do not necessarily believe, it's gonna be a long journey. Or at the very least, it's gonna be a hard journey. You see, Amos Brand, near as I can tell, doesn't really ever leave his fortress out in the middle of the desert. Where he sends the armies out, and from what it feels like, all the men coming to pillage our stuff. Might as well be bandits, personally, I would say, but I've also never paid a cent of tax in my life. Yeah, you see the roads around here. Yeah, our taxes aren't really going to public infrastructure, as they say. Anyway, yeah, you're gonna have Amos Brand is in the middle of the desert, so y'all seemed pretty okay. I'm kind of confused whether or not that is true now, but if you want Amos Brand, you're gonna have to make it out there. And well, maybe I could give you a bit of a nudge in the right direction, but I'm not gonna be supporting you in a killing a military leader, as much as I might dislike him. So,
So,
yeah, go on.
revolution in the capital. There might be people there.
Well, yeah, sure, but the fortress is in between here and the capital. You'd have to go twice the distance and then come back if you want to meet Amos. I mean, that's your prerogative. It doesn't sound like you guys are revolutionaries, though.
Could use the help though. If how strong is this military?
Well, it's strong enough to let that son of a bitch in charge stay in charge. At least for the last 60 years.
Do we have a map?
Yeah, tell you what. I'll give y'all a map, but I want nothing to do with any of this. I'll give you
my
all a
lord's
map. I'll show you where the capital is, and by tomorrow evening, I better not see you in the saloon. Thank you so much for the business you brought in, but I just do not trust any of what's going on. I don't know what any of y'all are up to, and it's mighty suspicious. And so, in fact, she does give you a map. She gives you
Yeah, map.
A world map, actually, because none of you seem to have any on you. And in this desert town, it's kind of all they got. They don't have
Okay.
anything really especially detailed. And I will post that in notes. So you guys, oh, not that one. That one's just the basic world map. You guys have a very undetailed world map that just shows where nations are and the main capital of things are. She points out on this map in the bottom right of the Dynasty of Balance, right at that little dip. Do you see that where it juts out? She says, right, that's juts out in the bottom right. That's where y'all are. We're in Gauth. The capital, Samos, is all the way on the other side of the country, more or less. Somewhere in between here and there, you'll run into Amos's fortress, which I do not rightly know the exact location of, but it, I guess it sounds like y'all want to go to the capital anyway. It's kind of in between here and there, so maybe you'll run into it. I don't know. But like I said, I will not be helping you guys anymore. Thank you for your patronage, and kindly leave as soon as possible. And with that, she leaves the table, goes up to her husband, Clyde, whispers something in his ear. They both look at you, and she goes back in the kitchen, shaking her head.
Nice one. Okay.
You guys handled that in a very interesting way. And so now it's about 1, 2 a.m., and the crowds are finally starting to die out. People are stumbling their way home, not really willing to leave quickly, but, facing the drudgery of the next day.
Can I go give Jenny 1 gold as like an apology gift?
Yeah, sure. You leave a piece of gold on the counter. She refuses to speak to you, though.
Yeah, that's fine.
Okay. I guess you guys go. Did you guys go back to your room?
I guess so.
Okay. Well, I mean, I don't know what you guys. That was a suggestion, but I I don't know. Maybe you guys go back to your room. Maybe you leave the building. It doesn't seem like there's anything to be doing for the rest of the night other than sleep, though.
Yeah,
so
we don't
you guys
need to
look at
sleep.
each other. What do you guys say after she leaves? What do you say to each other?
I feel like we kind of need to get a plan together.
Oh, yes, most certainly. You guys probably spend the next hour or so coming up with a plan, or maybe not the next hour or so, but what do you guys say to each other? What is your guys' go from here? What is your like game plan?
I think we should find Amos's hideout first before going to the capital.
I feel like if we almost died fighting 4 bandits, I'm not sure we can take on a military general head on.
No.
But at the capital, they have a whole military.
Oh.
And you guys keep talking it out. I'll let you guys come up with your own plan. It's your game. Also, I am so. This is insane, but I have to go to the bathroom again. I cannot believe it. I have to. It's been like 20 minutes. Oh my god. Okay. Anyway, yeah, you guys talk it out. Talk it like in character. How would your guys react to this? I will not be pushing you.
Well, okay, why did the plasmoid want to go to the capital first, anyways?
Jenny mentioned kind of rumblings of a revolution in the capital, and I think that if it's just us as is, we don't have a chance against like an actual like military fortress with a general. Maybe if we can gather some people who kind of know the lay of the land and have kind of similar goal, we might have more of a chance.
Yeah. So, yeah, I guess going there to recruit people would be a good idea. But what if we run into the military there?
We
Die? We die.
Yeah, we die.
Yeah.
So, what have you guys come up with?
Not much. We know nobody, and there's military at the fortress, and there's military at the capital, and we almost got slaughtered by 4 bandits. So
You guys have to decide. Your souls are at stake. You guys have to decide on something.
Okay,
So
I agree with
kind
the plasmoid.
What were you saying? Oh, by the way, plasma.
I,
Yeah, but sorry. 1 second, Petra. So you guys talked over each other. Everything okay?
yeah, you go first. I didn't.
Oh, okay. Yeah, go on. What were you saying, Petra?
me? Okay.
Yes.
I said I agree with the plasmoid. We should probably go to the capital first to recruit people.
Okay.
I just had a general kind of D&D question. How does leveling work?
I'm keeping track of that. Don't worry. I'll let you know when you level up.
Okay,
I'll tell you. We'll workshop that outside of the campaign.
gotcha.
You guys have killed 4 bandits. That's not enough to level up.
Yeah, no, I figured.
But yeah, you guys. I have some stuff planned. You guys will level up pretty soon, moderately soon. Probably next session.
Mhm.
And so your guys' plan is to go out and, I mean, do a tank. Do you agree, or do you think you guys should?
Yeah.
So, I want you guys to workshop this together. So, what is your immediate plan? Like, what are you guys waking up and doing tomorrow? And where are you going? And where are you going? That's all you guys need to say. I want you guys to speak it to each other.
We need to figure out a way to get even just closer to the capital. Where were the like the sand ships headed?
The sand ships are there's like a dock at the, so on at the very back of, so there on both sides of the town. The town is very small and it's filled with buildings in 2 strips with a main street in the center. And at the end of each main street, at the street farthest south is the ocean. At the end of the main street south is the ocean. At the end of the main street north is the sand skiffs. Kind of like 2 separate docks, one for land and one for the water. So in the saloon, which is near to the sand skiffs, you're about you're about a couple of buildings down from the sand skiff yard. They're facing north.
Okay. So it's possible that we could get a skiff to the capital.
Absolutely.
Okay. That would be my suggestion.
Do we have agreement from the other two?
Yeah, I agree.
I agree.
Will we go now or in the morning?
Good question. Depends on how long you guys want to rest.
Just rest until the morning, I guess.
Or do you leave immediately from your table? You get up and go get a sand skiff, rent a sand skiff, or get on a boat. Do you leave now or do you leave tomorrow after you sleep?
We don't really need to sleep because we already did a long rest.
I'll grant you guys you did a short rest. If you guys did a short rest if you leave now because you just had the couple of hours eating food, the long rest would be you sleep for the night.
Oh, I think we should sleep for the night then.
Okay.
Yeah.
All of you go back up to your rooms. You have this plan of you're getting a sand skiff. You guys are meeting at like sometime in the morning, and you're going to the capital. It's a good plan. I like it.
Check on the armadillo.
Yeah, before you guys go back to your rooms. As you get back to your room, you hear a scratching from the inside of the door on Duotang's door. And you guys are like, oh, fuck. Right, the armadillo. And all three of you walk into that room, and you guys are around the armadillo. Now, you have to decide what to do with it. Do you name it? Do you keep it? Do you throw it out the window? It's pretty weary around the plasmoid, just because the plasmoid's been poking and prodding it. It looks at Mizrae with confusion, but it's pretty warm. It immediately cuddles up to Duotang as soon as the three of you are together.
I say we keep it and name
I
it.
think we should keep it.
What is your guys' lore reason for your characters doing that? Why would your characters do that?
I would want to keep it because it's so completely new to me. Like it's new to everyone, but it's
go on.
Where like the normal animals are just like alien for me. This thing's like super alien.
Yeah, so the thing about the plasmoid, like we said, the plasmoid doesn't really understand personal property and takes, and it sees something shiny and weird, and the rest of you, like, the other two have seen animals, but nothing like this before, so you feel at least it's valuable to keep it with you, even if just to sell.
Yeah.
Do any of you broach the topic of naming the creature? I feel like Duotang certainly would be like, you're very warmed up to this creature, and the creature's very warmed up to you. I feel like you'd have the strongest connection.
She's on like the verge of sobbing again.
Why?
Because it's a cute thing.
Oh, yeah, it's a cute little adorable animal. Okay, she's like, this is so fucking cute. Can we keep it? Kind of thing. I'm like begging the rest of the party. Please act this out because that's beautiful.
Like, just like cupped in her hands. So just like baby. It was like, I think like the armadillo like rolls up a little bit because it's like, what the fuck?
Mm-hmm.
The high squeaking noises, and it says like a roly poly little thing. And it was like, oh.
I mean, yes, I like the roly poly oly little thing, and the other two seem to like the roly poly oly little thing. Are we guys gonna call it the roly poly oly little thing?
Yeah.
Absolutely. Yeah. Okay.
But I'm gonna call it Oli because I'm not saying that.
yeah. You know what? Mizrae absolutely would not say that. That makes sense. Okay, so you guys go rest through the night with a new armadillo companion named Oli. We could end it here, or I could start like we're quite a lot over the time when we said we'd be doing it. But we could do a little more time. We could keep going. It's up to you. And if you guys need to do something, we can end it here because you guys have a plan to do stuff tomorrow, or to do next. You have a plan for tomorrow in game for next session. Yeah, go on.
I do kind of have to go to bed.
Yeah, see that's what I thought. We're like an hour over the time that I said we were. We started 30 minutes late. We ended 40 minutes late. So, how are you guys feeling? You got your roly-poly-oly. You know it has, this roly-poly-oly little thing has, it can vomit some sort of, like, acidic thing. It turns yellow and makes your arm numb. And when it's scared, when it's angry, it shoots out fire. When it's happy, it gives you little kisses, and it seems to heal you. What are you guys' thoughts? How are you guys enjoying it?
Yeah, it's awesome.
Okay.
I like it.
All of you sound so dejected.
I don't mean to.
Maybe perhaps a little a little sad at the interactions you guys have had today because it's been like you had a very friendly day, and you ruined the one friend you guys have made on this adventure so far.
Yeah, it
I
has
mean,
been
I
a
kind
bit.
of ruined that. Sorry.
I mean, absolutely, you specifically did ruin it, but that's, I think, very fitting for your character.
Yeah.
Yeah, you guys excited to go out on a sand skiff?
Yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely.
Okay. Anyway, as always, this is LesBia-n-D. Once more, so say your guys' names, maybe some places on social media where they can follow you if you guys are interested in that. I don't know.
Yeah, I'm Ashley. I don't really have any kind of socials that I would kind of want to direct people to.
I would argue the certain ones you certainly could because they're technically a business. But hey, if you don't want to direct anyone there, that's fair enough. Go on. I mean, none of you do things professionally online, but maybe yeah. I mean, I guess none of you have really anything that you'd. But for our socials, it's just Albactophila on Twitch, on TikTok, on YouTube, and a snoring dog. If you guys can hear
Aw.
that. Thank you all so much for listening. As always, this one had my favorite amount of combat in D&D and like actual gameplay, which is to say none of it. Which is on me. I was being very long-winded, but also I enjoy all of your guys' interactions with characters. The NPC interactions have been some of the most fun. I really appreciated how you guys just absolutely manhandled this armadillo, even though literally no one here is. And thank you all so much for listening. Like I said, if you want to follow more of this Albactophilia, which is me. I'm that one. Also, if you have any suggestions or comments of D&D, did I fuck up really bad? Let me know. If you hate it, if you love it, get in touch. Also, albactophilia@gmail.com. If you guys have any significant inquiries other than a couple of comments, or if you have any like magical items you want to see in the show, let me know. Now, going down the line, let's say one last goodbye, or let's not. And I'm going to end the recording right now. Haha.